But now we present Caroline, Queen of the Pirates, a series in 13 parts in which Dave Windsor traces the history of the world's best-known offshore radio station, Radio Caroline. Episode 11 is called The Beginning of the End.
Loving awareness, Radio Caroline. Love and good music, Radio Caroline.
Good morning and welcome to another day's broadcasting from Radio Caroline 558. We broadcast from the Ross Revenge, anchored in international waters on the North Sea.
Love and good music, Radio Caroline.
The Dutch service of Caroline continued during the day, and with more and more religious programs being broadcast in the early evening, the English service became vastly reduced, much to the disappointment of those on board. Tom Anderson and Stevie Gordon.
Well, it started off as just one or two programs. We didn't like it at all, obviously, because it infringed on the program timing, especially with the Dutch service during the day, and the religion coming on at peak times. I mean, great if you can stick it away in a corner and still get paid for it. It's lovely. But it's very difficult when you've got to put it on at peak times. And then you get a half hour in between where you've got to either play non-stop music or try and do half an hour of a program, then another quarter of an hour religion. And it became a bit depressing, really. But I think we just all hoped that it would sort of financially pull things out of a rut and get it all moving. And it was moving well. We'd got back to 24 hours. The next thing was to get the second transmitter on and to have 24-hour-a-day English service again, albeit interrupted by religion, but it would still be a lot more hours.
It did attract a lot of people that like not only Roy Masters, but the other religious programs. But they were a whole new audience to us. So, in fact, we had letters of complaints saying you faded out the hymn before it finished and so on various programs. And I think within their own market, the religious programs were fairly successful. I think you have to find a sensible balance because after the Marine Offences Act came into force, it was difficult to get advertising on the English service. We were happy with 6 to 8. If we were on through the night, 6 to 8 was okay. When it started going to 8:30 or then maybe back to 5:45 or something, it was getting out of hand as far as we were concerned. But if it was set in that time, so that people knew if they put on the radio at that time, it was that. But if they put on the radio at 8 o'clock, it was pop music. Then it was okay.
Loving awareness, Caroline.
I know that piece of music from somewhere. Thanks very much to Dominic Thornfleet for the last half hour. It's 5 o'clock and that's time for the English language service of Radio Caroline.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Come inside, the show's about to start. Guaranteed to fill your head apart. Radio Caroline.
Racing cars starting the programme off on Saturday evening from Caroline. Good evening, I'm Tom Anderson. I'm with you through until 6 this evening for the first hour of the English programme. That comes from an album called Downtown Tonight. Pass the Bottle. Dedicate that one to young Stevie Gordon. I say young with a pinch of salt. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Got a few problems upstairs, keeps blowing fuses, and I've been running up and down trying to get these fuses right, because if I do, I can have a cup of coffee. Isn't that nice?
You, the music, and Tom Anderson.
We are with you anytime. Oh, we've missed you, that's a crime. It's our sound and they can't change that. Caroline, Caroline. Now you're back here in the air. Same old station, same old place. Let us live.
Despite the frustrations of those on board, the station began taking in more money. To attract listeners in certain parts of Belgium and France, a weekly French program was introduced on a Sunday morning. And a special English show, Space Play, recorded in the US and presented by former Caroline DJ Mike Hagler, took to the air on Sunday afternoon.
Het is 10:06 en wij schakelen over naar een Franstalig programma van Radio Caroline. Hier is Dominique Voortschaar.
Radio Caroline.
Chers amis, bonjour. Fidèle au rendez-vous du dimanche matin, me voilà de nouveau avec toi sur les ondes de Caroline. C'est vraiment étonnant de savoir combien de gens écoutent le programme français à l'horizontale. Aujourd'hui, on change et à la verticale, on écoute Gilla avec Danny Chapman.
You are all the man that I need, and baby, you know me. Loving awareness, Radio Caroline. Loving the music, Radio Caroline.
Radio Caroline on 319 meters. It's 3 o'clock in the Benelux and 2 p.m. in Great Britain, and that's time for Space Play.
Los Angeles. Out of the fog, into the smog.
Come with us on a journey into the land of loving awareness. A land of all things possible, where your dream becomes reality. It's nighttime. LA Space Time on Space Play from LA. The city of the angels, land of eternal sunshine and sensuality. The good, the bad, and the beautiful. Mecca for renew awareness in cosmic California. Free space to create. This is Space Play on the New Energy World Service from Los Angeles, California, USA. On 319 meters medium wave, 960 kilohertz, the New Energy World Service of Radio Caroline.
Your sun is floating around and round. Always up, you never let me down. The amazing thing, you turn me on naturally.
Europe's natural high. The New Energy World Service Space Play on Radio Caroline, Europe's voice of loving awareness.
Oh, well, I'll be feeling what I want to feel whenever.
Yeah, a little bit of Midnight Magic from the Commodore's latest LP, a song called Lovin' You, preceded by Gary Wright, Love is Alive, and began it all with Jimi Hendrix, Up from the Skies. And, well, that's exactly where we're at tonight. New Energy World Service, and this is Space Play, and do hope you'll stay with us for the next couple of hours, all through the evening, in fact, here on Radio Caroline. A brand new thing going on here, and I think you're going to enjoy what you're going to be hearing over the weeks to come. Since it's Saturday night tonight, I think the best thing that we could possibly do would be play a lot of music, and we've got the long-awaited Tusk, Fleetwood Mac's, 2-year endeavor, and we're going to play a little cut for you here from that album, a thing called Storms.
319. As well as programming, conditions on board had greatly improved since the station returned to the air at Easter. Here's my former colleague and partner in many crimes, Johnny Lewis.
We had 1 or 2 problems with fuel for the first couple of months, but certainly from August onwards, it was getting better and better all the time. The food was really good. But, they'd literally pulled it from the grave, and everything was just so good. The ship had been repainted. In fact, we had the new colours were green and white, and of course we had red-leaded the whole side of the ship. The aerial had been painted. Tom Anderson painted most of the aerial, Nick Richards did a lot of painting on the stern of the ship. I myself did a lot of painting on the side. I think it was the team spirit, not only the team spirit on the ship, but on land that kept us out there so long.
Come on, man. Now this is it. So why not help us with our trip? 'Cause we're rapping. We're rapping. We're rapping with the pirate sound. Now sitting here on this old ship, and you gotta hear our trip. Playing cloggers all the day, it's enough to make you gay. We're rapping. Rapping. Rapping about the pirate sound. Engineers all do their thing, say they're fixing our engines. Some are better test their head. All day long they stay in bed. I'm rapping about the pirate sound. Rapping, 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 rapping.
319. Christmas 1979 aboard the Mi Amigo was full of surprises for both listeners and DJs. Johnny, known then as Stephen Bishop, was on the air presenting the Caroline Countdown of album sound.
Number 6. Oh, flower. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. I'm sitting here in the studio at the moment. I can't see a thing. I must have about... I don't know. About 6 pounds of flour must have been tipped over me from the hatch. Oh, well, that means I'm going to have to wash now.
You ought to tell Tom Hardy.
Oh, look, hang on. Can I just finish? I'm going to get told off for doing this. Tom Hardy's going to be very annoyed with me. Oh, dear, I can't get my breath now. It's gone down my throat.
What, your breath?
Yeah, it's going to clear this mess up anyway. Right, number 14, Albert Lee. Oh, I can't do this.
Oh, dear. The bag of flour incident, Christmas. Oh, well, Christmas Day just happens to be my birthday. It was my 21st birthday. This was 1979. I was running down the top 30, the Caroline Countdown. I think I got as far as number 14, where I was actually giving the final countdown. So it was something like number 14, the Pink Floyd with The Wall, and suddenly the hatch opened, and all this flour came down. I stuttered a couple of times, but just carried on. Didn't think any more of it. I got as far as number 7, I think it was, and the door opened, and about 12 pounds of flour was put down my back, put down my front, and I just collapsed. I just broke up, and for about 5 minutes, the station was just in total chaos. I just couldn't pull myself together. It was so funny. I was just laughing. And to make matters worse, I had people sort of opening my trousers and putting it down there, and and I had some beer tipped over my head as well, and there's nothing worse than flour and beer. I can tell you that. It took us about 6 hours to clean up the studio. You can probably imagine what sort of mess it was in. And I had a shower, and I was in the shower for about an hour, which is unheard of for me, really. And it washed the diesel off as well.
Radio Caroline.
A story that always sends Johnny into raptures when reminded about it. The flower episode at Christmas 1979. On Christmas afternoon, both the English and Dutch services had organised a link-up, the DJs opening their presents on the air. On board at the time were Johnny, alias Stephen Bishop, Stuart Russell, Richard B. Thompson, Tom van der Velde from the Dutch service, and Wilson, the ship's canary.
Marvin Gaye van het Bijen terug. Een prachtige zomer dit was het toen. And I got to get it up. Good afternoon, Stephen. Also for the fourth time today.
Yes, very good afternoon to you, Tom.
Yes.
For the 4th time today.
Yeah. We're up this morning very early.
Stephen Bishop's always on the radio.
This is it, yes.
I was always listening.
Everyone else went to bed, so he sneaked in and came on the air.
Still though.
Some people do work at night, yes.
Yeah, the music, and Stephen Bishop.
Van der Velde.
And the next one.
Your
please.
Tom dropped off, I believe.
Yeah, one more time. We'll try it.
Okay.
Okay, Tom, Moon van der Velde. Much better than this way. It's a good job we haven't got a dick on board.
And... Sorry, we're having...
It's a good job we haven't got a dick on board.
Got a what?
Dick on board.
What's that?
I don't know, you said your Tom's fell off.
I can't understand this very well.
Good job.
Okay, I'll start the record again. You can do that or not?
I can do anything, mate. Apart from start please.
I don't understand you, honestly. Stu, hier is...
Well, it's no secret how much you bought it for.
Oh, always working.
I'll turn on the light next time. Okay?
Oh, yes. Right. That's what they're there for.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. What you got downstairs, boys?
Well, I haven't got a great deal.
Yeah.
I've got, Marika.
Who?
Monique, sorry. All the same. Monique's down here with me. We're together here in the studio. No one else at the moment. But Fred and Frida are popping down soon.
Yeah, they were over here a couple of minutes ago. Downstairs.
Any second now, sir.
Apparently we're going to open our Christmas presents.
Yeah, that's
Goodie, yes.
I'm waiting for.
Absolutely.
All together on the air as well.
Yes.
Have you opened your birthday present yet, Stephen?
Yes, I did actually.
Did you get anything nice?
Well, yes, jolly nice. I must smell really sweet tonight.
You got to wash first.
All right. I've done that. Well, I did that yesterday, actually.
Outspoken.
Outspoken, yes.
What are you sitting in the other room?
Nobody?
No, I am. I'm sitting...
Stephen, sitting in the room.
Oh, I thought you were Salmon in the same studio.
No, I'm
I like it. Very good. That is nice. Frida's just come in with an armful of presents.
Shall I put a few commercials on?
Yes.
I'll do it later.
Yeah, okay.
Go.
Meer dan 40 verschillende modellen tuin.
Hello upstairs.
Yeah. Hello downstairs.
Hello. Have you got any presents up there, or have we got them all downstairs?
No, I've got some here actually. I'm just trying to open one. It's really wrapped up well with sellotape.
Make sure it's yours before you open it.
Hey, Stuart, did you know that the Queen's message on the television, you know, it's shown on BBC One and ITV simultaneously?
Well, they're 2 seconds out.
All right, clever. Yeah, they're 2 seconds out. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm the Queen. Hello, I'm the Queen.
That's what we were doing. It's causing great fun and frivolity upstairs. She was saying everything twice. What loud, I thought. Right, have you open your present? Let's see what he's got. We should get some cameras. Television will be much simpler than this.
Hey, hang on. Can't we hear him?
No, you can't hear him. I've got the headphones.
A radio, come on.
Go and get a transistor radio, then we can hear. Bishop, have you opened it yet?
Yes.
What have you got?
I've opened one. I've got some more aftershave, which is really jolly nice. And I'm just going to open the packet.
Good aftershave. He's got the wash first. Absolutely. Tell you what, whose is this?
Oh, it smells jolly nice.
That's for Stuart. Isn't it? Oh, okay, then I'll open this one. It's got some really nice wrapping paper with Christmas trees on the top and the bottom. Oh, with loud. That's nice, a pen set. Super. A pen set. Oh, pen and paper.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Busby. Hello.
Okay. I turned the mic off. We have a radio here.
Yes, I was afraid of...
Can you hear us?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, carry on.
I've got a pint mug here with some beer shampoo, so it's clean hair from now on as well.
Yeah, we got a few records.
Maybe you should play one now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And we have some more.
And just before we go on with our unwrapping and whatnot, I'd like to say a Merry Christmas to a boat, which is about 2.5 miles away from us at the moment.
Really?
Merry Christmas to all on board that boat.
Stevie.
Sorry?
Give its position. 7 degrees 4 seconds east of the 470-ton...
No, actually, it's about 2 miles southwest of the number 16 beacon.
Oh.
In the Blackdeep Channel.
Oh, could you please translate it?
No.
The program.
Hang on. 2.5 degrees.
I seem to have heard all this rubbish before.
How long's a Dewberry?
Frida has just given me this whopping great one here.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm looking at it. Merry Christmas from...
Martin and Jill.
Martin and Jill, right.
This is the general one, is it, for all of us? It's to all the dads, and happy Christmas to you all. Could be an Action Harris, actually. It's a big box.
By the way, happy Christmas, Martin. I've got a little companion here in the newsroom. Wilson. Come on, Wilson, say something to me.
You're not going to do what you did to him last night, are you?
Hey?
You're not going to do to him what you did to him last night?
What's that? Talk to him.
Well, afterwards, when you get your Wellington boots on.
I mean rubber Mac?
Yeah.
Come on, Wilson, say something. Come on, Wilson, come on.
Don't hit him.
I'm not touching him.
When Wilson's in the mess room, he never keeps his mouth shut. This is quite strange.
He's flying all over the cage at the moment.
He's probably scared with you in the close vicinities. Tickle him under the beak.
Come on then, Wilson, come on, come on. Come on.
Yeah. Embarrassing, isn't it?
Anyway,
Let's spread out this present.
Fred, let's take Bishop out, shall we? Yeah, let's turn Bishop off. Okay, Fred's got a present down here.
Love and good music, Radio Caroline.
Some very entertaining listening at Christmas 1979 from the MV Mi Amigo. As we've already heard, the guys on board spend a lot of time in the pursuit of practical jokes. Tom Hardy now remembers one particular occasion, though, when the laugh was at the expense of the ship's cook, Case Borrell, as well as himself.
It was Friday afternoon, and Case and I were bored because we'd been there for 5 weeks and with no beer. And so we told everybody we were going to the pub. And nobody really took a lot of notice of us. They thought, Hardy and Borrell, they're at it again. And so we got all our best clothes out of our lockers, and we all had showers and really sort of preened ourselves up for the evening. And at 5 o'clock, we lowered the rubber boat over the side, by which time a lot of people were getting quite worried, thinking that maybe we were going to the pub after all. And so we rowed away from the ship, saying, we're going to the pub. We were about 400 or 500 metres away from the ship, and we decided that maybe the joke was now a little bit cold because the rubber boat was letting in a bit of water and we were getting wet, and it had started, I think it just started to rain. So we rowed back to the stern of the ship and tied onto a line there. Unfortunately, the line wasn't long enough to allow us to come alongside, and so Case and I were stuck in the rubber boat while the rest of the crew proceeded to drench us with buckets of cold water, rotting fruit, flour, custard powder, anything they could lay their hands on. And so we were sitting there. Our little jaunt to the pub really wasn't a good ending to it.
Radio Caroline.
On New Year's Eve at 11 p.m, Caroline broadcast a 1-hour program looking back at events in the station's history over the past decade. As midnight struck, DJs and crew wished everybody Happy New Year, little realizing that 1980 would see the death of the motor vessel Mi Amigo, as well as the loss of the world's best-loved offshore radio station. The Mi Amigo rode out the worst of the winter weather, and spring was now just around the corner. But on the 19th of the month, mad March gales struck the North Sea once again. Caroline and the Mi Amigo had less than 24 hours to live. A few days before, a tender had relieved crew and DJs who had been aboard for over 2 months. The complement now consisted of a new Dutch DJ, Ton Luthauer, better known as Hans Verlaan, English DJs Tom Anderson, Nick Richards, Stevie Gordon, as well as the Caroline's ship's canary, Wilson. Tom Anderson and Stevie Gordon recall Wednesday the 19th of March, 1980.
Well, it's strange because you don't get mornings and evenings and night times because of hours you have to work and hours you're in bed. There were 4 of us on board, and I'd gone to bed at about 11 or 12 o'clock, I think, the night before, and sort of just said casually, call me at about sort of lunchtime if I'm not up. And it had been very stormy for 4 or 5 days, if I remember. It was very rough, and we didn't think anything of the ship rolling. She'd been rolling around quite happily. We checked the anchor, made sure the bilges were dry, no problems. And I got up at about 12:30 lunchtime, and Tom, the Dutch guy, who'd only been on a couple of days, had sort of getting very involved in his program, had actually not forgotten to wake me up, but sort of just by about half an hour or so delayed it. And I got up, and he didn't really know exactly what to look for. You know, everyone was taking turns in going on watch, obviously. And I literally opened the door to go outside, and there was this great metal beacon staring me in the face, and it's normally about 5 miles away. And it was a lovely day. It was very, very rough and very cold, but very bright. And there was this huge, great metal thing staring me in the face. So I just ran downstairs, woke everybody up. And sort of the first thing to do was, obviously, we drifted a fair way. Because, in fact, it wasn't the one that was 5 miles away. It was the next one on, so we drifted about 10 miles.
First thing was to get the emergency anchor down. And the anchor that we had to lower was the one that had been put on in 76 during my first tour of duty, and it had been on board ever since, ready to go into service. And it was sitting on a slide on the side of the starboard deck, and it was lashed with nylon rope to the slide, and we always had the impression that when we cut it away it would go with a tremendous rush, and if we weren't very careful the chain would perhaps take us with it. So we cut the rope away very gingerly, and the last piece of rope we had to cut was at the top of the anchor, and we climbed up on the deckhouse roof to cut this. I remember Tom Anderson and I were up there, and I was hanging on to him and he was hanging on to me, because at this time, while the ship was drifting, we were rolling backwards and forwards 40, 50 degrees, and it seemed to be going over forever. I don't know how we ever went back the other way. The sea wasn't very rough at that time, I remember, but there was a big swell, and the ship was rolling a hell of a lot. Anyway, we cut the last bit of rope, and the anchor chain sat there, or the anchor sat, I should say, on the slide, and we looked at it. Why the hell isn't it going in the sea and stopping us? And we got an eye bar and gave it a shove, and it went over and stopped dead about 2 feet over the side. And so then we had to go back down on the deck and literally manhandle the chain along the deck and heave it over the side. A job that took quite a long time. It was about another 2 hours before we stopped the ship moving.
Which, on the hindsight, maybe we should have contacted the Coast Guards first, got them to find us a position, but we didn't know whether it was high tide, low tide, whether we were above a sandbank. We knew we were probably in the main shipping lane. As it turned out, we were on the edge. And we thought at the time that the best thing to do was lower the anchor there and then. Maybe if we'd waited half an hour, we might have been in clear water. I still have a feeling that the original anchor chain caught on the beacon, because in the time, the hour or 2 hours, whatever it took us to lower the anchor, the ship didn't really move much more. So I don't know whether we would have, cleared the bank or not. We thought we'd get the anchor down and then we'd contact the Coast Guards just to tell them that we'd moved. And then they turned around and told us sort of where we were after managing to plot our position from other ships and from radar. They managed to tell us that we were in very shallow water and to expect problems. And it might have been better to call the Coast Guards first. And in hindsight, again, it would. But it's just the thing, you take the emergency action first and let the people know out of courtesy, which was really all we were doing, because we didn't sort of foresee any danger for the ship, really, and the ship was sort of staying steady. The only thing that could have happened was she could have swung round and actually hit the beacon.
Next week, we continue looking at events of the 19th of March 1980 and hear how the First Lady of Radio sank into a watery grave.
Flying to the sun, sweet Caroline.
3, 1,
Flying to the sun, sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline.
That was Caroline, Queen of the Pirates, a series in 13 parts tracing the history of the world's best-known offshore radio station, Radio Caroline. The producer wishes to thank East Anglian Productions of Frinton, Essex, for their valuable assistance in the making of this program. The series is produced and presented by Dave Windsor.